Hello everybody, Martin here, doing round 2 of this Legacy League, like Ad Nauseam Tendrils. We are on the draw, we get this hand. This is somewhat suspect. It's hard to throw away though, as we have like Ritual, a Tutor, and Past in Flames. We are pretty much drawing at the mercy of the top of our deck, and if we can't get to like a Brainstorm, we have to not draw any lands, and then we can go off on turn 4, which is less than spectacular, but I'm loath to mulligan this though. Yeah, we're gonna keep. By no means a great hand. We really want cantrips. We also need like discard. Opponent kept 7. They go Underground Sea. Oh, it's Reanimator. Okay, well, that's not good for us. Very tough matchup. Let's see what this careful study bins. Hopefully not a fatty. Yep, good. That's good for us. 2 lands, so they didn't find what they needed. Now we have. Now it feels even worse to have this hand because we don't want to just be sitting up for that many turns. Let's see. Our draw step gives us duress. Well, that's fair. So I think we duress them now. They can daze us, but I think waiting is just not really where I want to be. Okay. Well, I mean, they could have force, which would be bad. They probably don't have Entomb, or they would have. I guess they could have drawn Entomb off the careful study. Well, there's Entomb. So if they have Reanimate here, it's pretty much nothing we can do. Yep, they do. Well, we can let them name black before we concede. Yep. So, can't beat that. I guess technically there's a world where we win with goblins, but it's not realistic. Okay, we bring in the Chain of Vapor, the Flusterstorm, the Xantid Swarm, the Ad Nauseam. Bring out Empty the Warrens. Bring out Grim Tutor, because we don't have Empty anymore. That way I prefer Dark Petition, I think. Let's bring out this is Sensei's Top. This isn't really a matchup where we are going long. Last thing to take out, maybe a land. Not really sure. Yeah, I guess we remove Basic Island. So this is like classically like a back against the wall kind of matchup. Their combo is like, it's a little bit less consistent than just like a lot faster than ours. And they have Force and Daze to back it up. And as you saw here, like especially game 1, we're just absolutely cold to Iona on black. We're still kind of cold to her in game 2. But we have the 1 bounce spell, but we kind of have to have it. Alright, we definitely want to be on the play here. I mean, we die to a turn 1 here, but otherwise his hand is fairly strong, so we're gonna keep. Let's see what they do. They keep 2. Not good. I'm gonna lead on fetch because there's a chance we want to brainstorm and have access to 2 black duels on the next turn, as opposed to leading on volcanic. Tropical island. Okay, sure. Then leading on tropical could potentially mean they don't have access to black, which would be a big deal, but likely they do. I mean, they run petals, we saw that in like practically every other land, yes. Collective brutality. What the heck? Target memorials. And okay. Yeah, I remember this. A friend of mine at my local gaming store has played this out of the sideboard of a storm, actually. So what else? Grave Titan. Okay, well that is like one of the weakest things they can like reanimate. So do we brainstorm here? So we can brainstorm and then dress, but that plays into days, or we can just dress them now, save the brainstorm. Potentially have to brainstorm on their turn without the fetch up, in case they discard us. Maybe we actually just pass the turn and then brainstorm on their turn. Like, if all they're doing is reanimating Grave Titan, then that's fine. It'll shut off ad nauseum pretty quickly, but that's okay. So they are thinking about something. They have a heavy green splash, probably for like abrupt decay against miracles, stuff like that. Doubt there are any relevant green spells against us that they're running. They are taking a bit of time here. My apologies for the dead space. So I suppose, like, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I should have dressed them on the previous turn. So, like, I feel like our discard spells are sort of overworked a bit in this matchup because we need them to save us from dying from their combo pieces, but we also need to take their force of wills to be able to combo off ourselves. So I think waiting is probably correct. Come on. Maybe they are like disconnected. Oh, so their delivery person came. So do we brainstorm here and look for a Flusterstorm? I guess we do. I don't hate that. We only have the one Flusterstorm, but oh, we find it. Great. We're sort of heavy on lands here. So, oh, that's why we kept the tendrils. We're gonna get the Trop just in case we draw into the Xanted Swarm, and we're gonna Flusterstorm this. Like, it's not even that great that we like stop this because it's quite weak against this. This is nice though. Let's see here. So we have 3 lands. That's 3 mana, 5 mana with the Dark Ritual, 8 with the Lion's Eye Diamond. We need to spend 2 on the Infernal Tutor, that is 6 mana left, and then we can get Ad Nauseam, or we can just get Past in Flames because we got the Tendrils, but we also need to duress them. So I think we're going to start off with the duress actually. So they have the Force and some reanimation stuff, so we're going to take the Force. So do we have enough here? Let's see. 2 mana becomes 4, becomes 7, becomes 5. Then we get Past in Flames, we have 1 floating, make that 3 with the Dark Ritual. Then we have to Infernal Tutor for Lion's Eye Diamond to have 4. So how much Storm is that? That's 1 from the Duress, 1 from the Dark Ritual, 1 from the LED, 1 from the Tutor. Past in Flames makes Storm 5. Dark Ritual flashback to Storm 6. Infernal Tutor is Storm 7. Get a Lion's Eye Diamond. That's Storm 8. Then Tendrils. It's not enough. That would be like 18 damage. So I guess we can just go for the Ad Nauseam here. Or alternatively, we wait a turn. No, because they can discard us with that thing, new card. So yeah, I think we just have to go for Ad Nauseam. It's a little bit soft. We've made our land drop, and we'll have no mana floating. Let's just be sure on this. Past in Flames would be Storm 5. We would have 1 black mana floating. Dark Ritual would be Storm 6. And then Infernal Tutor would be Storm 7. LED would be Storm 8. Tendrils would be 9 million. If we had a probe in the yard, that'd be enough. And we can't get to more than the 4 mana needed for the Tendrils, or we'd be able to flashback Duress as well. So that's unfortunate. So now we have to make it with Ad Nauseam. Well, there's this Anted Swarm. Ritual's nice. Oh, that is very much not nice. So, just trying to work out, like, if there's a way where we discard this Anted Swarm now and then they don't think about it and exhume their dude. Not sure that's good enough though. Well, Petal is nice. Petal lets us cast the Swarm now. We're still sort of not in a good place with the two lands, although probably we can use Dark Petition to get like to get an LED. The thing is, they can discard us next turn though and take the Dark Ritual. I think I'm gonna have to get one more. Brainstorm is nice. Let's go for another card, another Petal. Ooh, getting close to where we actually might try and get frisky here. If we can hit an LED. Okay, well, we didn't. Now we have 2 Past in Flames left that kill us, so I think we're gonna stop here. We're gonna save the probe, probably. Unless probe shows us LED. Wait, what did that one do? Does it kill a creature as well? Ugh, jeez. Target creature gets -2/-2. It's not so good. But it'll tie up their mana though. Well, let's play out the swarm. And probably play out the second petal and just pass. We'll discard 2 cards. So let's just dump the 2 lands. Right? Actually, maybe one of the brainstorms can go. So it'll be interesting to see. They can escalate this by discarding stuff. They have like a finite amount of cards that matter in their hand. So they can't just go willy-nilly. Oh geez, I didn't even notice that. Target loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Well, pretty lucky for us we didn't probe. I guess we should have discarded the probe over the brainstorm. But I guess maybe they won't drain us. Well, bring it on. My guess is discard and kill the Santa Swarm. The worst case scenario is that they top decked another Force of Will. Otherwise, I feel pretty okay, even with this Antitorm dying. Like, I feel like we're not looking terrible here with all the, like with the cantrips and the tutors. Okay, so what, they only kill that, and what, they drain me? I'm not really sure how to read this. So this one gets -2/-2. And they discarded the Jinka taxes and an Entomb. So they're doing all 3 things, it seems. So I'm going to drop down to 2. You'll get to discard an instant or sorcery from our hand. And the little swarmy swarm dies. And I guess that means they must have drawn the Entomb, because I seem to remember them having Exhume and Reanimate in hand. Maybe it was Animate didn't Reanimate. So I guess they're looking at my hand. So if I'm them, I probably take the Dark Ritual. So our opponent is really in the tank for this one. I mean, which is fine. I understand. It's like there's no clear-cut choice, I don't think, but they are burning their clock. I guess it probably doesn't really matter a lot to them often, the clock being on Reanimator. Alright, so they discarded the Dark Petition. Fair game. And drained us down to 2. Alright, well, let's see what we would have drawn. Oh, Passing Flames. Perfect. So that wins us the game, I'm fairly sure. Let's just probe. No, hang on, we know what they have. We know that they have the 2 animation spells. So we're safe. I guess we can cantrip a bit to find more rituals, but we basically just need to like Passing Flames and cycle some rituals, and then we have the tendrils in the yard. We might want to save up some mana to be able to Infernal Tutor and get another Dark Ritual, but let's see if we can find some more ritual effects. Well, not there. Another probe. That's a little bit awkward. So we have 4 mana. And we need... So now we basically can't both brainstorm and be sure to Infernal Tutor and get the Dark Ritual, because we'll need 2 mana to cast Infernal Tutor and another black. So, but I think I like brainstorming. Seems like we'd be able to find something, and we do. We find a Lion's Eye Diamond, which is nice. Also find Chain of Vapor, but we could try and do some storm shenanigans here, but it won't be necessary, and I'd rather not show them that we have it. So, so what we'll do here, there are different ways we can go about doing this, but I think I like Infernal Tutoring for the Dark Ritual, and then casting it, and then we'll just sack the LED to get Passing Flames into the graveyard. Sacking LED for red. We can even like Infernal Tutor for like a Cabal Ritual. Yeah. Flashback the Passing Flames. Flashback stuff, more stuff. Duress them, get the extra storm, be sure that we remembered correctly. What storm? We're at plenty of storm, so we get to win this game. And so that was pretty nice. Got there, then we had to break up. I don't think we changed anything really. Them having the discard stuff doesn't really change a lot, I don't think. Maybe top would be good, but yeah, they're riding like their tropical island screwed them. They didn't have access to double black, so they couldn't like reanimate and into them on the same turn. Oh well, I mean, that always kind of feels like a million times better than 0-2ing. I think against any deck in Magic, it's like at least you got on the scoreboard. You got to show some fight. You had some fight in you. So let's see if we can finish the fight and steal this, or if like the game just follows the script and Reanimator beats Storm, which is how it usually goes. I think we have to bank on Reanimator kind of falling on its own, stumbling over its own feet, because that does happen quite a bit with that deck. Like a lot of mulligans, but I don't like being in the situation where that's what I have to do. Like, but yeah, what can you do? All right, let's see here. Let's see what we get. Yeah, this is a decent hand. I mean, it's soft, somewhat soft to like having ad nauseam discarded, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. We need a bit more gas to be able to power out ad nauseam, but we have the Chain of Vapor to like survive Iona, and we also have discard spell, and they're mulliganing to 6, so even better. They kept their 6 and they scryed to the bottom, and I just thought they were passing, but no, not passing. So I think we just pass here, or I guess actually no. We're gonna play out the pedal, just in case there's like if they go for Sire of Insanity or something, and we want to Chain of Vapor that, and they have days. I mean, because it's not Sire of Insanity, we can just wait for our own turn, I guess. Meanwhile, they're not really doing anything. So I guess I don't hate Infernal Tutoring here for yeah, for this like a second Cabal Ritual. So what other land do we get? I suppose it would behoove us to get either the Badlands to have access to red, and also we want to have access to double black because we want to be able to cast a discard spell and then also like a Dark Ritual if we draw one. But there's also a world where we want green from the Swarm. Now, I want the Badlands. Let's see. See if this gets countered. Alright. Suppose there's a world where we reveal the Duress here, but I like this more. So we're up to having 4 in the yard from the Lotus Petal, 5 from the Duress, 6 from one Cabal Ritual, so like we're not really, we need more spells, or like another fetch land. 3 mana. Painful Truths. That seems like an odd duck in this matchup, but sure. And what's this? Turn 3, so they made their land drop. So that opens a window for us on this next turn. I guess Lotus Petal means they can still have Flusterstorm. Though, you know, there's like a sexy move where we bounce our own petal and then sack a land to bounce their petal. And then we like move to the next main phase, so like if they decide to crack the petal and float mana, they won't have it. I kind of want a Dark Ritual, a petal, or another land here. Because we want to Duress and then be able to Cabal Ritual, and feels a little bit risky here. Well, there's a land, so that's nice. Here we go for an Underground Sea here. Okay, so let's see. If we Duress them here, like if they have double counter spell, then that's not so good. But we get to do some fun stuff with like Dark Petition. And let's see, we have 4 in the yard, 5 with the petal, 6 with the Duress, potentially 7 with the Chain of Vapor. But let's see where this leaves us. Let's see what they do. Alright, so they boarded in Golgari Charm to fight goblins. And I guess some Storm players might have goblins after sideboard. I think there are some Storm players that approach combo matchups as matchups where you need to be dense on business, and so like any business spell is like really good. But that's not like, I don't think goblins is ever really a strong way to combo out against another combo player, because often you'll give them 2 more turns and you'll have expended all your resources, so they basically just get to, goldfish you for 2 turns. So anyway, the clear choice here obviously is Force of Will. So let's see. We can get Threshold by Chain of Vaporing our own Lotus Petal. Yeah, and that way I think we might even be able to use Dark Petition for what? So we can use Dark Petition to grab a Lion's Eye Diamond just to make Ad Nauseam better. Or we can use Dark Petition to grab... Is there a way we can grab Passive Flames? Well, let's say we don't use the Chain of Vapor. Then the first Cabal Ritual becomes Threshold. Unthreshold, I guess. So that's 3 mana. Then the next one does have Threshold, so that is 6 mana, 7 with the Petal. We use 2 with the Dark Petition to grab Passive Flames. So we have... no, that way we only have... Oh yeah, we have what? 5? And we would have 7, and then we would have 3. Right? Or am I getting it wrong here? Let's see. So we have 3 mana, that becomes 4 with Cabal Ritual, 7 with Cabal Ritual, down to 5 after the Dark Petition. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Yeah, let's bounce this Lotus Petal of ours. And there's no need to sack a land to bounce their petal, doesn't really matter. We just want Threshold. So we have Storm is 1, Storm is 2 from the Chain of Vapor, 3 from Petal, 4 from Cabal Ritual, 5 from Cabal Ritual, 6 from Dark Petition, 7 Tendrils. Yeah, no, we're a Storm short. We're a Storm short, so that won't work. So let's see here. 8 mana. So would we rather have 5? Like, would we rather have 3 black floating with Dark Petition in hand than have 1 black floating and then a Lion's Eye Diamond? I think actually I'd prefer to have the Dark Petition in hand. So let's do that. We made our land drop. So all this is kind of useless. Oh, come on. Just like any ritual? Tendrils? Really? Is that how it's gonna go down? We have one Passive Flames in the deck that kills us. If we draw a Dark Ritual, and that Dark Ritual wins the game. Lion's Eye Diamond doesn't even win the game because we would have to sack Passive Flames. Oh, this is so bad. I think we keep going. I think like there's a 1 in 37 chance that we flip the second Passive Flames and die. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? Well, so I think we have to stop here, right? And we can Cabal Therapy their Collective Brutality so that we don't get drained for 2. I think that's what we have to do. And then need to consider if we want an Infernal Tutor with the last mana to grab something out of, like a duplicate of something out of our hand. Might behoove us to go for like a Ponder. What else did they have? Well, they have a Careful Study. That might just destroy us. Like if they find a relevant creature to put into the graveyard. Man, that felt bad. So I think we're gonna flash a Ponder. And then we're going to pass the turn. We're going to bin some of these probes. Probably all of them. Or do we bin, like, is there a way where we can justify spending mana to cast the probe? I don't think so. I think it's gone. Would rather save a mana on Past in Flames. So that sucked quite tremendously. So their hand was animated dead. Of course. Are you kidding me? Oh man. That feels so bad. They just top deck the win. They'll go for Iona. And our one bounce spell is in the yard. So we would have to, if we top deck, like they go Iona, we top deck LED, we would have 4 lands and an LED, that's 7 mana. Then we could, like, then we could flashback Past in Flames for 5. So I guess we would not do that. We would just cast Past in Flames, maintain priority, sack LED for triple blue. We would bounce Iona with Chain of Vapor, and then have 2 blue spells to cast from our yard. And then still have the Past in Flames to flashback. I guess there's also a world where we just draw our tropical island or our island. We get to do that. Man, it does feel quite rough. So we need to draw a land that makes blue mana. It's not a fetch land or an LED or a petal. Yeah, and they also Careful Study, obviously, so they can draw like counter spells. So I guess we have to brainstorm here. That's me shaking my head. Shuffle on the brainstorm. Shuffle on the ponder, I mean. Because triple M. And the brainstorm. Well, we would have needed to hit like 2 LEDs there. But like that's not unreasonable. There are like 29 cards left in our deck, and or I guess 32 left in the deck, and we have not seen a single LED. But we have lost. Man, super heartbreak hotel. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with round